And so I checked it out, and yeah, and when you first start, they actually give you a discount. I don't think Crazy cuts it.
I don't think so.
By the way, if if you're watching, get a notebook and pay attention because yeah.
Hey there everyone, welcome back to Chrissy and Missies for another video. Well, of course, my name is Chrissy, and my husband Julio and I, we decided to do this video as a recap to our Dinnerly Marathon, and we're going to officially wrap it up. So before you click out of the video or even take that deep breath,
okay,
we know, we get it, it's another Dinnerly video, but honestly we had to finish it off and we had to wrap it up, mostly because we did receive a few responses regarding the marathon. So we definitely wanted to put something together just to kind of answer some questions, because we get it, when we were filming the videos we just pretty much set up and we didn't really go into any detail, or we really weren't technical about pricing and whatnot. So that is what this video is about. It's basically just a recap to tie everything together about our experience and also about pricing and how it works. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get on with it. So we finally had the energy and the time to complete our Dinnerly Marathon. That was a very crazy week. I
don't think Crazy cuts it.
I don't think so. I think I was just mentally exhausted by the time the week was over, to the point where I just had to take a break from recording and editing.
Even me.
Yeah, even him. But yeah, I just had to take a break. And so I already had a few videos that were already uploaded. So thankfully I was able to post, for a few days. But for the most part, I was just like, you know what? No, I need a break. So we are back and we're going to finally finish our marathon, our Dinnerly marathon. I did have a viewer reach out to me, which I really appreciated. We got some good responses and that's why we're doing this video. But you're going to have to get away from this part when it comes to how you found it and all of that.
Okay, so I had mentioned before that I wanted to get HelloFresh and then Blue Apron, but I was turned off by their prices. So I remember I ended up canceling those orders and pretty much going back to square one and just going back to the same old fashioned, just buying stuff and we make the food. But like we had said, we fell into this rut and I seen this ad for, again, those meals. And I was like, oh, okay, here we go again with the same. But what got me was that the meals were $4 and something, and I was like, for those of you who have not watched the other videos, so what we're doing is we're having 3 meals a week, and we are a family of 5, but we have 2 little ones, our teen, and plus us 2, so we are 5. But the portions are big enough that we can actually break it up, and it works out pretty good.
Yeah, not to cut you off, but I think it worked really well. It kind of helped also with portion control. Yeah. So I really loved it.
And so I checked it out, and yeah, and when you first start, they actually give you a discount.
Okay, so now it's time to get a little more technical.
Brass tacks.
Yeah. So our first topic is going to be the pricing compared to eating out. So Julio and I were talking, and it just made sense financially that having the Dinnerly service for the number of days that we have was cheaper than us eating out, let's say, even if it was just even just one day, to be honest with you. So of course, it's always going to be what works for you and your household. But in this case, of course, we're saying
from our perspective.
Exactly. We're talking about our perspective and our experience. So it financially makes more sense to do Dinnerly than eating out.
Yeah.
But go ahead and take it away with all your price points and the comparison and everything.
Okay, for those out there who have been following our channel, Chrissy calls me cheap. I call myself frugal. I watch the money, and she watches the money flow out like water. Just kidding. All right. So at first I wanted to give it a try, but then after I was just thinking to myself, like, okay, is it actually worth it? Because it's like, hey, we're spending an additional $60, $70 a week on groceries. But here's the thing.
Big but.
Dinnerly has actually replaced a lot of the groceries we would buy. So in actuality, it's saving us money because our girls, they get full meals. We've mentioned it before. Our girls, they get full meals.
Well, they're not babies anymore.
Yeah, they're not babies, so they get full meals. So honestly, even McDonald's is not cost effective anymore. Fast food is not cost effective. You want to go to a sit down restaurant, $70 minimum. $100, honestly,
average.
Yeah.
It's about the average.
And that's the sad part. And that's just for one meal.
Yes.
And a lot of the times, Fort Lucille's is an exception. Most of the part, there's not much that we bring home, if any. So, so that's why dinner makes more sense. But anyway, let's stop trailing off. Let's keep on subject. Here's the lowdown. So for 3 weeks, I got the introductory price. 2 weeks, I paid the full price. And so here's how I break it down. Introductory price, the portions are $3.74. Okay. And so doing the math is $3.74 a portion, by the way, and we get 4 portions, okay? It's $14.96 for the introductory for each day. Then that means that the cost of it was $44.88. That was the cost of all 3 meals with 4 portions each. Another thing you got to factor in is delivery. So delivery happens, we chose Mondays because it's like, hey, it's the start of the week. We want to have it from the beginning. We don't want it on Wednesday. We don't want it towards the end of the week because are we going to cook? Maybe not. I mean, that's the end of the week.
Yeah,
but I mean, hey, every family is different. If it works for you guys, then more power to you. But for us, it works better to start from the beginning of the week and start off fresh. So for the first 3 weeks, again, so let me break it down again. Portion was $3.74. So $3.74 times 4 portions. So $14.96 times the 3 days, $44.88 plus the $8.99. So for 3 weeks, which was the introductory price, was $53.87. And that was 3 meals for 4 portions. Okay, that was the introductory price. Right now we're paying the regular price. So the regular price is each meal is $4.99. So it went from $3.74 to $4.99. Then the day went from $14.96 to $19.96. And then the 3 days went from $44.88 to $59.88. You still gotta factor in the delivery. So right now each week went from $53.87 to $68.87. So it still makes sense. But like say for instance, if it costs roughly $5 a meal, I mean, and the day cost us $19.96. So you could say that in other words, it's like $20 per meal. I mean, you can't, I mean, aside from pizza, I can't think of many things that the family can eat a good meal. And by the way, pizza, we love pizza, okay? We're not knocking on pizza. But it's definitely has saved us money. $68.87 a week is actually not bad because we were spending close to $200 a week on groceries. And right now, our groceries have actually gone down from almost 200. Sometimes it would be over 200, depending on what we would buy.
But I think it balances it out.
No, but I think it's still cheaper this way because we would buy a whole bunch of stuff and then some. But I have noticed that before we were spending almost 200, plus we were still going out, plus we were buying a whole bunch of junk food. We don't buy as much junk food because usually after eating, we'd have ice cream or little snacks here and there. And honestly, now we're pretty much full by the time we're done eating. So we have saved on that. And if we're spending $100, so with the 68 a week, we're spending 170. So you could say that we're saving about $30 and we're having to save the cost of having to go and pick it up. So I see it as a win. I see it as a win.
And that's
it's more convenience.
When you look at the numbers, it just financially makes sense. But I think I'm ready to jump to the next topic.
I know. I love talking about money, finances.
We'll scratch that off the list now. Okay, so second topic I wanted to discuss in this video was time and effort. Okay, so when it came to the amount of time that we had to put into each meal, it ranged between about, I would say about 30, 35 minutes to some of them were about an hour and a half. That was mostly because in the beginning we were like all over the place. You know, we were trying to do this marathon, so there was time that we had to set up the lighting and all this stuff, the camera. So that took a good chunk of our time too. But if I had to be really honest with you, the cooking time really wasn't bad. And I actually, like after the marathon, I actually tried cooking like on my own just to see like, you know, if I had to do it on my own, like how difficult would it be? And I actually enjoyed it. It was really soothing for me to just get in the kitchen. I had my tablet there. I'm looking at the ingredients that I need, my tools that I need, and following the instructions, and bam, I put it together. And by myself, I think it probably took me about 40 minutes or so.
But I think at first, at the beginning of the videos, I think at first, what the problem was trying to translate the instructions to actual actions. But then after we kind of got the hang of it, of course, at the beginning you definitely want to do that. Read the recipe, get everything out so you have it ready, and then give it a run through. Give it a run through, and you can more or less familiarize yourself of how this recipe is gonna be. And you can definitely, that helped us a lot.
Like I said, the time and effort, it really wasn't bad. It wasn't complicated.
Some were easier than others.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Some of them were like really easy, and we were just like,
boil the pasta, put the thing, and spices, done.
And that was it. So again, I think it just depends on the type of meal that you choose. But okay, so now let's scratch time and effort off the list. So now we're gonna move on to clarity of the instructions and the ingredients. Now this right here, we'll probably spend a few minutes talking about this one because I think there's a lot to be said here.
And by the way, if you're watching, get a notebook and pay attention because
First off, it kind of does suck how when you open up the box, it's very beautifully presented. It's got this nice metallic bag with this cute little sticker on it, and then once you open it, you're just like, what the heck happened? Like everything is just thrown in there. So everything is just thrown in there and kind of just looks like one big mess. So right off the bat, like our first box, we're like,
I was turned off.
We're like, okay, like this
what
is
this
not
like
good at all.
Like really, like I paid $60 for this box. This is like somebody just chucked all this stuff in there. But having said that, I understand if this box is cheaper, they gotta cut. They gotta cut somehow.
There's always a compromise.
You gotta cut corners somewhere.
There's always that compromise. So we got that. You know, of course, that we were just a little taken back because we did think, or
it's
assumed,
our first time.
I think we assumed that it was going to be, you know, separated by meal, which you would logically think so. But you got to take it out of the box, and then
not only that,
to make it easier on yourself, it's better to put it in the refrigerator already together. So that way, when you go to prepare your dinner, you just grab what you need.
But here's the tricky thing. Like say for instance, there's some recipes that require garlic. Sometimes they send you one garlic, okay? So what's the problem? Sometimes two, sometimes maybe three recipes require garlic.
Have to take
so you have to look through each of the recipes and see which ones require garlic, because that means that you might either put too much garlic and not have some for the rest, or not put enough. And that's the thing, you got to look at it. So you got to plan. So that's another way that they keep it cheap, by you having to put some of that planning in there.
And that is where I said that things get a little tricky, because our first dinner, there was a mistake. Their instructions are clear, but some of those instructions are not quite so clear.
Because this is where it said put, what did it say? It says put 2 pounds of broccoli in pan and blah blah blah. So we're like, okay, we got a bag, this must be a pound because it's in each bag, right? Wrong. Okay, what ended up being was that 2 pounds was 2 bags, but the bags were not labeled. The bags were just literally clear bags that were sealed, and so in reality we should have put 2 bags plus the onion. But I just thought, hey, there's 2 bags, so that means that this bag probably belongs to another recipe. There was no other recipe with broccoli that week. So that definitely they need to pay attention more to that. Also, sometimes it does require some things that not everybody's got. Like for instance, we don't usually keep vinegar or maybe like red wine vinegar on hand. So that we had to get. And it didn't give us like any kind of heads up. So we had to look at it and we're like, oh my God, actually we don't have this. But the recipe that I had the most problem was, there was a chicken recipe. And it said to take a meat tenderizer and pound the meat to a 1/4 inch. Nowhere in the recipe it said you're gonna need a meat tenderizer, you're gonna need a meat hammer, nothing.
And what he means by that is because when you're looking at the PDF of the ingredients, what you need, I'll put an overlay. But when you're looking at that, you're expecting, I mean, they tell you what you need.
Yeah,
what
because
you're gonna
how
have
it's
to supply.
how it's laid out is you have the picture, you have all the ingredients that they've given you, all the ingredients that you need, and here's the instructions.
Step-by-step instructions.
So in the stuff that they give you or that you needed, and sometimes it doesn't even tell.
But basically, I think it kind of goes back to the types of recipes that you choose. If you're trying to be a little adventurous and kind of pick those kind of dishes, then I think you should know that it's going to require either certain tools that you're not going to have and or ingredients.
What I think is, because another way they save money is they don't send you paperwork. You get an email and it says, hey, here's your order that you guys are going to be getting, and download the PDFs. I think when you're looking at your list of orders, maybe but just for 1 day, 3 days, 5 days, whatever you choose, it should have on there This one, you will need salt. This one, you will need red wine vinegar. This one, you're going to need, give a heads up of, because, hey, if I'm choosing this, hey, let me make sure that I'm ready by the time this recipe comes, by me buying those things to make sure. But by the time you open the meat and our cooking is like, guess what?
But then
improvise.
Again, that's how they cut costs. So we always have to keep that in our minds. Of course, there's always ways that they should do it, but then when you really think about it, that is why it's financially a cheaper one compared to the competitors.
I know, but
then that would require an associate to take the time to send, to do that, and that's
yes,
where they're cutting the corners.
It takes so long for somebody to go.
But that's where they're cutting the corners. Am I right, y'all?
And
yes, I am.
Oh my God, that takes thousands of dollars.
So another thing I want to touch on this topic here was the fact that they use way too much butter and way too much oil. By the second week, I was just like, okay, Julio, the next time we get the opportunity to choose our meals, we need to choose meals that don't require so much butter and so much oil. Because the first 3 weeks, we let them choose.
Yeah, like impress us.
Yeah, we let them choose, and we just wanted to kind of go with the experience of having this service. But what I'm saying is, by that second week, that's when I talked to Julio and I was like, you know what? Let's choose from other categories. Like they had, which I thought was really, really cool, but they have so many different options that you can choose
categories.
from. So if you want to do a healthy dinner, they have options for those. They even had for keto. They had for like if you like seafood.
Let me pull them.
And I'll put this overlay as he's reading it. I'll put this overlay so that way you guys can see it. But it was really, really cool, and I thought it was pretty interesting how you get to choose the meals that you want.
Like say for instance, okay, so for the recipes, for instance, at first it tells you, see, at the beginning it says recommended, what it recommends for you. But sometimes those recommendations, they're not all that great. And also, it was kind of getting a little boring how it was just like meat, mashed potatoes, and vegetables. Meat.
You know what? That's a good point you just brought up. We totally forgot to mention that. When you choose your selections, they're gonna send you meals according to what you choose. So those first 3 weeks that we let them choose, our dinners were basically
and since we didn't change anything?
Yeah, they were basically steak, chicken, and a pasta.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what it was. So that's why we're like, okay, you know what? We need to change this up because this is just too much.
Yeah, it's getting boring, and that's what we're trying to escape. So at first, at the beginning of the app, you have all recipes, but then you have different tabs. Like you have healthy, you have vegetarian, you have also family friendly. So for picky eaters, little kids, then you also, if you appreciate fast, they also have a fast menu, like what things don't take too long to prepare, and they also have some like special, like if you want to, like say for instance, right now it has Mother's Day. By the way, happy Mother's Day.
Thank you.
Mother's Day lemon cheesecake bars. Has those things to create chicken mushu style tacos. Then it has cranberry oat crumb muffins, cheddar biscuit baked with chorizo. And also, if you want to add chicken breast or tilapia, you want to add more protein, or you want grass-fed ground beef or extra chicken breast, you can add those things. So it's pretty cool. So you can mix and match. And like say for instance, like here's our menus. I can always make changes, and here's where it says recommended. But see, we could change it, and we definitely did. You have four different weeks ahead that you can plan meals. So definitely there's no excuse. You can choose what you want.
Now our next topic is going to be moving on to the choice of meats, which he kind of somewhat covered them already. So you do get a choice, and you get to choose the type of meats that you want.
They even, if you guys are vegetarian, or you have somebody that has a strict diet, you guys, that will still work for you. You could choose whether it's an all fish diet, all chicken diet, all beef diet, all pasta diet.
You're choosing everything, which that's kind of leading already into our next topic here.
Yeah.
So now subscription features.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you, I would like to give their vegetarian menu a try, because I like to eat veggie food, and he's not so much. But
not so much. I like
to eat veggie food. I don't mind it. But I did tell Julio I want to give it a try from their healthy menu and their vegetarian, and the keto one actually, because I saw a keto meal one time that actually was kind of interesting too. I want to take a look at that too.
I'm not against vegetarian food, okay? What it is I have tasted some all veggie meals which are good, but here's the thing: I haven't had something that satisfies me like a steak or chicken. Some of them are good, like say for instance, like Jimmy John's, and yes, we know it's not healthy, blah, 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 okay. But like their veggie sandwich, I used to think like, why would you pay to get vegetables on a sandwich? Where is the meat? I tried it, and you know what? I had to eat my words. Only thing is, I don't like avocado. That's the only thing. I don't like avocado. But aside from that, it was actually pretty good.
Trust me, if you guys give Jimmy John's a try,
yeah,
try their veggie sandwich. Oh my gosh, it is so good. But anyway, okay, so subscription fees. So it basically is a subscription that you're signing up for.
And it's recurring.
It's a recurring weekly subscription. So every week you will be billed, and every week you will receive a new box.
But, and here's the thing. It automatically renews. But having said that, you can cancel it, you can pause it, you can modify it at any time. Mind you, as long as it's done before that Thursday, before it gets sent out, yes, you can modify it. You go on vacation, you're gonna be gone for 2 weeks. Why would you want something being left out and just being to spoil, or you're not gonna eat? So you could cancel it for whatever number you need. What if you know that you're not gonna cook as much that week and you only need 1 meal instead of 3? Well, guess what? You could do it. Also, if you know, oh, hey, it's just me and the wifey. Hey, we don't need a full meal. So instead of 4 servings, let's just get 2. You could do that too. So it's great. Vice versa. Let's say if you're making plans, you're gonna have company, or you're gonna have some extra mouths to feed for.
You want to impress them with some nice looking dinners that are nice and tasty.
And you're gonna entertain, or you're gonna have some people that you're gonna be feeding. Guess what? You could get more meals for that specific day or that specific week. You choose, and that's what I like, because you're in control. And if after the first week I don't like it, I can always cancel it. If after the 100th week I don't like it, I can cancel it, or I can pause it, and that's what I like. I like the freedom of being able to choose. And with the app, you don't even gotta log on to the website. From the app, from your phone. And what's cool also,
power.
Yeah, I got the power. And what I like also is that, and I'm not gonna say they're perfect because they have dropped the ball a couple of times, so I know no service is perfect. Okay. Having said that, I do appreciate it. They send me emails and they send me text. Hey, your shipment has left our warehouse. Your shipment should arrive from this hour to that hour. Then they send me a text message. Hey, your box has been delivered. We are subject to, I guess, the generosity of a delivery driver, and you know how dutiful that driver is. We've had some great drivers that, by the way, I've never seen them before. So anyway, where they come and drop it off to our door, awesome. Then there's some drivers that drop it off at the parcel locker. Okay, it is what it is. Then there are some drivers that clearly took out their frustration on that poor box where it's all crushed. So I'm not gonna blame Dinnerly on that, but I mean, let's just be real. It is possible to get some pretty beat up boxes. We'll put some pictures so you guys can see. And
well, in all fairness though, the pictures that I am about to put up, that was the only box that we received that was that bad.
That was that bad. Yeah. That box though that we received, that box was terrible. Like I think the potato was like not a crush, but it was like the side had been scraped off. It had some
not that, you know, it wasn't like that, because I would have thrown it away.
No, you don't remember that? It was like, well, it looked like the cardboard inside had kind of like scraped off the side of the potato. But the messed up thing was there was some chimichurri sauce had spilled everywhere. So there was grease everywhere. And the messed up thing was, aside from that, I guess when the box was being tossed around and stuff, everything got moved. So mind you, there's packs to keep it cold, and that stuff can be a little bit heavy. And sometimes we have delicate vegetables like tomatoes and maybe potatoes and things like that. So yeah, that box was pretty bad because we had some roasted tomatoes.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
And that the container got crushed and it was leaking. It was a total mess. So that one was a disappointment. I mean, the stuff was still usable, but we definitely had to do some plastic surgery on that potato and stuff too.
You take a risk when you have anything delivered.
Yeah.
Whether it's food, electronics, clothing, cosmetics, it's a risk because when you think about it,
you've seen videos of TVs being chucked over the wall.
So it's not like, okay, you know, like that's a really bad company to go with. You know,
no. That's why I said.
It's a risk. It's a risk.
That's why I said it's not Dinnerly's fault.
No, I know it, but that's why I'm saying for me, I don't really hold that as like, okay, well, I'm not going to order that service because it's a risk. You take a risk anytime you have it delivered.
If it did happen a lot, then I would contact the company and see how they could make it right. And if nothing, then yes, I'm sorry, but I talk with my wallet and hey, I don't like your
talks.
Money talks and Julio's money can walk too. So
you would have to play around with the app because the app gives you so much power into the ordering your meals, looking at what your next meals are, choosing and planning them out
far off into, you know, the weeks to come.
Yeah.
Next topic, guys. Would we recommend Dinnerly? I think we already have, honestly.
Yeah. I think by now you guys already know. I mean, if we have been with Dinnerly for 5 weeks, so by the time this video comes out, I think we probably would have had it maybe for like a month and a half or like 2 months.
I really do wish that when my girls were younger and it was just me in the kitchen, running the household and cleaning everything and doing all of that by myself with 3 kids, while of course he was at work, I wish that I had something like this because it would have saved me. Who knew if he was around at that time? I know. I mean,
and he probably was more expensive at that time.
Who knows? But I'm just saying. And this is where I'm trying to go with that. Like, I do recommend Dinnerly, and I would recommend it. And I actually was talking to one of my friends that I have on Facebook, and she was actually mentioning to me that her and her husband, they used Dinnerly back, you know, a few years ago for their family, but they actually went to another service because
a competitor. Yeah,
they went to a competitor because I guess since Dinnerly was new, they didn't have many options for dinners.
So guess what? We're doing this for all you guys. So
but she did tell me though that one of the things that they do like about Dinnerly was the price point, and that's what we're saying too. Like that's what worked for us too.
And see, and that was hooked me.
Was by far it's the better one. So
yeah,
far.
It's the cheapest one. Like I said, if you look at the other ones, be ready. Expect $10 and over per portion. Honestly, we haven't tried the other one, so we don't know. You know how much better the quality would be. But having said that, I was pretty impressed with the quality of the vegetables. The meats are actually really good. The meats I actually do like. So as to what the difference would be, I don't know. I know some other services, they are more elaborate. Like if in case you're better at cooking and you have all these different utensils and things for the kitchen, then you might be better at it. But I guess this is pretty good for the casual cook and I guess the adventurous cook who's getting started. So, you know, there's going to be some easy ones. There's going to be some that are challenging, but definitely, hey, I mean, how we say in the video, we made, you know, I made a boo-boo with the recipe, but guess what? It ended up working out good. So I actually liked it. And we even said, hey, if we have this again, I'm making the mistake on purpose because it actually turned out better. So
well, what I was trying to say is basically, you know, I don't know really when she signed up for this service, but of course, they're going to have different recipes now versus from the time that they launched. And that's with any company. That's with any of these meal services.
And sorry to interrupt you, but every week they post new recipes. So honestly, they're putting new recipes, and I completely appreciate that. I really like that. But
yeah, so I think that is going to end that topic there. And so right now we're on our last one, and then we're going to end this video. But before we continue, thank you guys so much for tuning in. We really do appreciate it. You know, if you watched our entire Dinnerly marathon,
thank you
because trust me, some blood, sweat, and tears went into that. And
I think a little bit of everything. Honestly, blood, sweat, and tears. We cut ourselves. It was hot.
He burned himself like I don't know how many times. And I actually felt bad. I wasn't recording at the time because I kind of got smart too, and I was only recording what I needed because I just got sick and tired of editing over like an hour and a half of footage. So we turned off the cameras, and right when he went to go put the food into the oil pan, it popped, and it popped him in the eye. And all I saw was Julio like this. I was like, what happened?
No, luckily, like I was able to close my eye and like it got me like right here. But yeah, it was like, my God, this oil's trying to get me. Like, you know how they say, it'll poke your eye out? Well, it'll sizzle your eye out.
So you guys followed from the first one to this one. Thank you guys. We appreciate it. We really thank you guys.
And besides, what's the worst they can do? Cost no money.
Exactly.
It helps us. So help us out.
Yeah, and if you haven't seen any of them or you haven't seen them all,
check it out.
Check out the playlist.
Check it out right here. They're right here.
Yep.
Check it out.
Check them out. So you can catch them up here at the card, or at the end of the video, you can click on that playlist.
Yep.
And just to make it even easier, I'll have a link down below in the description.
Blue.
But okay, so let's get on to the last topic here. So the last one, waste. The boxes and the ice packs, because every week you're receiving a big box with this insulated bag inside, and you're receiving 2 gel ice packs. So
plus, of course, the box divider inside.
Well, yeah, the dividers.
Which doesn't sound like a lot, but trust me, week after week is like, oh my God.
They pile up quick.
Yeah, so that's the thing. I mean, of course, this boxes are biodegradable. You know, you can take them somewhere, but then you have that insulated bag, which kind of looks like that. You know, like when you get like a fragile object and it has the air pockets, but it's insulated. Then you get that cardboard divider. But especially the biggest thing is you get 2 gel packs like this, and those things are heavy. And I mean, they're convenient. Like if you're running like a food business or whatever, you want something to keep cool, they're perfect. But the thing is that, where do you put all of them? It's like you run out of space.
It would be pretty cool if Dinnerly provided either a
recycling service.
Yeah,
no, but you know what?
Something.
But how are you gonna deal with all this coronavirus? You can't do that.
That's true.
Yeah, for health
so
reasons.
that is, I guess, the downside to it. You are left with that waste, and it's just like the gel packs and the insulated bags. I'm trying to see if I can give them away to people because they're usable. They're not like a one.
And they do work. They work really good.
Yeah, the gel packs are amazing. Like when we get those shipments, the gel pack is still frozen.
And
like,
by the way, the shipments, like for us, not for everybody, but for us, the shipments come from Tracy, California. Okay, so that's like a little bit like what past like Central Valley, a little bit more like Northern California.
Yeah.
So I mean, and they come over here to Riverside, Southern California, and I mean, and the meats and vegetables.
How long is that drive? Do you know?
It's a 6-hour drive, okay, but on a car. So on a truck, who knows?
6-hour drive. The food comes to us, and the ice pack is still frozen. Like
not
that
cold,
should tell
it's
you
frozen.
How good they chill. So I told Julio, like I kept a few because when we go to the beach or we go to the bar, whatever, it would be nice to have that. So I'm trying to find people to give these to because I just don't want to throw them away. I feel like that's a waste, and plus they're not. I don't think those parts of the package would be biodegradable, so it's just basically going to be sitting there. So we're just trying to find ways to, I guess,
be a little bit more responsible.
Be responsible, but put them to use too.
Yeah, exactly.
So I guess that's the only thing. Like that's the bad thing. You have to figure out what to do with these things. Otherwise, you're just
throwing them away.
Yeah. But I think that is the end of the list.
If you guys have any other questions, let us know.
Yeah.
I think we try to come up with different questions or scenarios that you guys might have.
If you guys are still iffy, or
if you guys
had any questions, because I know when we were filming it, we really didn't go into any detail about anything because it was just too chaotic. So I literally would just set up the camera and we would just
do it.
Yeah, we would just have you guys basically there just to watch.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what it was.
Watch and learn.
With a few talking in between and whatnot. And then of course, when we're about to eat, we would, give a quick review of it after we ate it and everything.
Yeah, but it was like we were hungry and tired.
Yeah,
so we were like, okay, let's just do this.
Yeah, so it was, hopefully this video answered some questions. Like I mentioned in the beginning, I did have a very sweet person reach out to me regarding one of the Dinnerly videos. So I really hope that we answered some questions.
Hope this comes to you and answers every question.
Every question. So if there was something that popped into your mind, please, you guys, leave them in the comment section down below and we will definitely give you guys an answer to that one.
But anyway,
I think that's it.
Yeah, well, as we have said, thanks for watching our Dinnerly Marathon. Seriously, it was hard, but it was.
So happy
if you guys liked it and watched it, then that makes it worth for us. So trust me, it's a labor of love. But all we ask is just, hey, just give it a thumbs up. That's all we ask. And I mean, if you guys can subscribe, consider subscribing. That's it. But anyway, we hope we answered all you guys' questions. We hope you guys like the service. And by the way, lastly, before I forget, if you are a member or know somebody that is a member of Dinnerly, you can actually send them free boxes. So that is a very good plus.
That's a good idea for like the holidays and stuff like that.
Hey,
and I think right now, especially with COVID, like since you couldn't see your parents and stuff, that would be actually something pretty nice to be able to send them a box of food. Now I understand they'd have to get in the kitchen and cook it. Now that's the only thing. Hopefully they can cook the food, otherwise it's gonna sit there and rot. But still, it's a nice idea and a nice gesture to be able to send somebody a box of food and be like, hey, you can cook. Get up and cook. Thank you guys for watching. We really do appreciate it. This is the end of our dinner.
This is the
marathon.
end.
And this is officially
the end. The end, my friend.
Anyway.
The Dinnerly end.
Anyway,
thanks for watching.
Thank you guys for watching. And we will see you guys on our next video.
Enjoy that Dinnerly. And leave a comment if you guys got it, okay?
Yes, leave a comment. But I think I'm going to have to end this now because I'm so blinded by these lights. And I need my glasses.
Blinded.
I feel like I'm making a funny face right now because I cannot see right.
Revved up like a deuce in the middle of the night, blinded by the light. All right, let's cut it.
Bye, guys.